I'm with Dave Rose from Sydney Wildflower Nursery, and tell me a little bit about how you got started, Dave, because you're sort of royalty in the Sydney native plant seed.
Yeah, well, I was born into it by my parents, John and Penny Rose. Initially, Sydney Wildflower Nursery had its origins up in Duffy's Forest, up on the north side of Sydney, and there was another nursery out in Western Sydney, and then about 30 years ago we set this one up down in Heathcote, the southern suburbs. So we've got a lot of emphasis on endemic plants to the Sydney region, but in saying that, we do actually source plants from all over Australia to cater for what people want in their gardens. So we might have plants coming up from Victoria or down from Queensland that still grow very well in a Sydney climate. Getting a complete range of native plants that will grow in the Sydney region and even further afar than that is important, but also quality is most important. The range that we carry can vary throughout the year. Over any 12-month period we might stock in excess of 1,200 varieties of native plants, but at any one time there could be sort of 500 or 600 different varieties of plants in the nursery, ranging from tube stock through to 14 centimetre and even some advanced trees for sort of council requirements. Yeah, look, if we haven't got it in stock, because a lot of plants are actually seasonal, we will actually have the ability to source it and actually order it in from one of our suppliers. So if it's not necessarily in stock, it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't actually get it in. I mean, what we're trying to actually do here is to give people the choice of plants that they just can't get from their local garden centre. And 1,200 varieties of native plants, that changes every year. It's not necessarily the same 1,200 every year, because as you know, there are lots of new varieties always being bred and coming into the marketplace, and there are old plants that might just fall out of favour.